Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
thetelegram.news.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegram.news.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegram.news.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegram.news.com.
Check it out.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV. And Jennifer here to start off your morning with our good friend James K. Hamilton, aka Johnny Lawrence, in the house.
We're no karate battles today. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you back. Of course, I did the show on Monday with Daniel.
I know.
But, Jennifer's back now.
I am. It was so funny. I passed
Morning,
Alan in the lobby yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't know it was you.
And he said, "Hey, I got to tell you something." I said, "What?" He said, You walked by Seth and I Monday, and neither one of us knew who you were." I was like, he said, "That was pretty good."
Yeah, I liked when so on 96.7, Rodney and Matt were talking, and you come walking through the parking lot dressed like that, and Matt was like telling a bad joke, and Rodney's supposed to laugh at Matt's bad jokes. That's the way it works, and it's just crickets.
Silence.
And Rodney's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was distracted by Lou Jr. walking through the parking lot in track pants."
Hey, I was in character.
You were. It was great. It was great.
Very good. Very good. No, Halloween's a lot of fun, and it's fun to go back to kind of being a kid again,
Yeah. I mean,
life's too serious.
It's true. Don't grow up, people.
No, don't do it.
Don't
if you're
do
a
it.
kid, don't do it. Dylan, don't grow up.
Don't do it. You should just flunk your senior year of high school and stay in it.
Or just live
keep
like
doing
Billy
that
Madison.
again. Yeah, get real rich parents and live
Yes.
like Billy Madison.
Yes. And then just have fun all the way through school.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We were talking about Billy Madison yesterday in the other office because I said I feel like it's like school in there because in the sales office they have desks like this way and they're like in a line just like in
wall.
school.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a classroom.
So they were, all like talking, like turned around talking to each other yesterday. And I was like, this reminds me of school. I said, and then of course, Chris is over there looking like the grump that he always looks like. Yeah. And I said, you're the school bully.
Yeah, he's sitting in the back of the
Joel
room.
rules.
Yeah, he's sitting in the back of the room. So talking about Chris Henry. So Matt's on took the day off today.
Okay.
So we've got the Nut Hut running wild in there, JJ and Porterhouse
God
doing
help
whatever
us
they
all.
want. And they're having a conversation about things from back in the day that you miss.
Yes.
Chris Henry calls in. He goes, "I'll tell you something I don't miss. Having to listen to you two on the radio every morning."
He would say that. Oh, man. I tell you.
Classic.
One of these days.
Classic. Good morning. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Good morning, Jacqueline. And thanks for tuning in. Okay. So you want to clear something up right off the rip this morning?
Go for it.
So yesterday we were doing news and we got ourselves in a little bit of trouble and we didn't mean to.
Yeah. That's
because
pretty standard operating procedure
around here. It is
here.
pretty standard around here. Because you got to remember this is a morning show and it is live and, we don't have a dump button or anything like that. So sometimes, stupid things happen. But we were talking about the story of the lady wrecking on Main Street and hitting the pedestrian and whatever. And we got the giggles about it, and so someone called us out on Facebook about it, and we weren't laughing because someone got hit. We were laughing because the person that did the hitting did a hit and run, but left their bumper
their
with the license
license
plate
plate
on it
at the crime scene.
At the crime scene.
That's a pretty
And
dumb.
ran.
That's a pretty classic dumb criminal move.
So that was kind of where we got the giggles, and we
Yeah.
apologize. We would never, make light of
Certainly
someone,
not laughing at anybody
someone
getting hurt.
being injured. We were laughing at the goofiness of that.
But if you get in an
situation.
accident, don't run. And if you do run, don't leave evidence behind.
Like really, yeah.
But yeah.
So anyway, we apologize. We didn't mean to be insensitive about someone being injured. Certainly, it was just a strange story to say the least.
Yeah.
So anywho, there you go.
There you go. So we had kind of an exciting event yesterday morning after the show.
Yeah.
So yesterday after the show, I went over just down the street here, still on Main Street, kind of over in that field, sort of in between the McCarty Crossing and where the movie theater is.
Yep.
Where they had a groundbreaking ceremony for what will be a Casa Grande Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of an exciting thing. So the official groundbreaking for the restaurant was held in Jackson yesterday. It included comments from Seth Stockmeister of Stockmeister Construction Services, who will be building the new facility, as well as the new owners, who are brothers Carlos and Francisco Ortiz. So I was out there, and so here's all the sort of principal people that were kind of involved in it. There's some Chamber of Commerce members, the guys from the restaurant group, some of the guys from Stockmeister Construction were all there.
I do have a question for you. Did you get to wear a hard hat?
So I did not get to wear a hard hat. It's funny you said that. So we of course share an office building with Stockmeister Construction.
Yes.
And I was very tempted to run over there and be like, "Hey, can I wear one of those helmets on the show this morning when we talk about this?"
Yes.
And the reason I was going to do that, when we watch this clip here in a minute, check out that nice little logo that's on those helmets and think about what a talented graphic designer must have designed said logo for those good-looking white helmets.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll check that out here in a minute.
Check that out here in a minute. So there are a couple existing locations for Casa Grande. It's in South Point and New Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever eaten at either of those? I have not either. We used to go to New Boston for dinner like pretty often when I was a little kid, but it's been a long time now.
Oh yeah, because you live in Oak Hill. So
yeah, because we grew up in Oak Hill. So when I was little, we went to New Boston for like to go out to dinner and stuff. Not as much as Chillicothe, but some. And then so these guys also run the Tuscany restaurant in Gallipolis, which I've eaten at a lot and have
it's very good.
Yeah, and have quite a few fond memories of there. I remember we went there after my college graduation. Kind of a fun memory there. I remember going there with my grandpa a few times. And kind of like a somber memory, but a good one. I remember we went there after his funeral. Whole family went and had dinner together there. So I've got some pretty good memories of eating at Tuscany and Gallipolis. And then they also have Fatelli's in Barbersville, which I've never eaten at, but I am told
Aren't they the family on the Goonies?
I don't know, but I'm told.
That's
I think
the Fratelli.
I think we talked about this on the show fairly recently. It is down by where that weird giraffe statue is.
Oh yes,
yeah,
that you sent me a picture of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've not eaten at that one, and then they also have a different Mexican restaurant in Ashland, Kentucky, which I've also not been to because there's a lot of choices in Ashland.
Right.
But so I was there yesterday morning. This was a pretty fun event, and we've got a little video. It'll kind of give us a little bit of a wrap up, and we'll hear from Carlos and Francisco.
Okay.
A groundbreaking ceremony was held on Tuesday, November 1st for Casa Grande Mexican restaurant just off Main Street in Jackson, in the area of what was once Goodyear. Brothers and business partners Juan Francisco and Carlos Ortiz were pleased to announce they are set to open their third Casa Grande location, joining South Point and New Boston, as well as the Tuscany Italian
Okay. Something happened with the video, so we're working on that, trying to figure out what's going on. And James is frantically, yes.
A groundbreaking ceremony was held on Tuesday, November 1st, for Casa Grande Mexican restaurant just off Main Street in Jackson, in the area of what was once Goodyear. Brothers and business partners Juan Francisco and Carlos Ortiz were pleased to announce they are set to open their third Casa Grande location, joining South Point and New Boston, as well as the Tuscany Italian restaurant in Gallipolis, Fratelli's Italian restaurant in Barbersville, West Virginia, and El Colonel Mexican restaurant in Ashland, Kentucky.
We had actually looked at different communities where to do business in, and where we already have a location in Gallipolis, so close to Jackson, bringing a Mexican restaurant to this area where Jackson is just so uplifting. The community is fantastic. With today, even the result of the people that are here today, that just shows us the support for us, even makes us even to work harder to make sure that we give back to the community as much as we tend to do in our other locations. Bringing about 30 to 50 jobs into this community, and I think improving the whole entire town and providing great service, with the food and the hospitality that we do. We have a total of an average of 3 acres in this location. So we started with this one. We will be moving forward into probably phase 2 down the road. We don't have a time frame yet when we will be replicating the Italian restaurant here in Jackson. Yes, so we are planning to bring the Italian concept to Jackson here in the near future.
Casa Grande is a family restaurant, a happy place to be, a place to go, and we like to make this one the place where people wants to be, all homemade, made from scratch. As my brother has said before, we're going to have a homemade desserts, delicious special drinks and stuff like that. So we're so excited to be here in this community. I cannot give you too many details on how the building is going to be, but it's going to be an average of 5,200 square footage. It's going to have a bar so people can have some drinks and stuff like that, and it's going to have a beautiful and magnificent atmosphere inside too. So we've been working with designers, architects, engineers, and people in the community. So, well, I would like to say that to the city of Jackson that we're so happy to be here. We're so happy to make business in the community, but also to help people in the community. We're not just here to make business. We're here to have a relationship and and be part of the community too. We've been so happy to be in this community because you feel welcome. You feel like part of the Jackson community.
Well, there are multiple levels of what this investment is going to mean for our community. First and foremost, the construction investment and the jobs associated with it is going to be an initial boon right out of the gate. And once completed, the building is going to raise property values, it's going to increase property tax to the county. Then when you actually have the restaurant open and operating, you're going to have the jobs from those workers. They're going to be spending money in the community. They're going to be paying city income tax, and just we're going to see those dollars turn over multiple times right here in Jackson County. To those who are pessimistic as far as our workforce situation, our job is to encourage investment, and I celebrate the Ortizes and their entrepreneurial spirit and their willingness to take a risk in Jackson. I believe they're going to be successful. Well, it increases Jackson's attractiveness as a destination spot. More and more people come from other counties around to Jackson for retail. Go through any of the parking lots of our retailers. You'll see license plates that are not necessarily Jackson County plates. It's one of my favorite things to do, to kind of identify who are those people in your community and spending money and investing. We have a lot of restaurant capacity that's untapped. This is a great place to start a food business right now, and I think the Ortizes are smart to do so right now.
Man, that's a good looking logo on those hats.
That was a good looking logo. I mean, why?
No.
How did anybody come up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. But that's really exciting. You know, that
cool.
that big open field, it's just been a big empty spot for so long, and now it's exciting that there's going to be something there.
Yeah.
And being anything,
a lack there of hay, though.
Well, that may be true.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we got plenty of in our region, it's hay.
Sometimes.
But I mean, right there next to the movie theater, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be a great place to stop, like before and after movies and stuff like that. So I got the menu here, and Dylan brought up a few. So my mom's been to the one in South Point, so that's good. So that's a good review. But I got the menu here. A lot of things that are kind of familiar. They got like street tacos, burritos and chimichangas, enchiladas, quesadillas, fajitas. I personally, there's some street tacos there.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good, man. I'm personally a mark for the fajitas, just like that sizzle.
You like that sizzle?
I like that sizzle.
As the smoke comes flying out of the kitchen. Yeah.
What oh man, what I can't think what the name of that show was. It was like a sitcom, and it was created by this like Asian American chef, and it was like about his like childhood upbringing, and when he was a little kid, his dad went through training to like be a franchisee for like Sizzler or someplace like that.
Oh god.
And then instead of like paying the franchisee fee to like open a Sizzler, he just
did
his own thing and did everything exactly the same way Sizzler did it. And there's an episode where they're talking about how like obsessed people were with fajitas like in the 90s. It's really
I could see that.
It was really funny.
Like Chili's.
like Chili's. So I mean it looks awesome. A lot of good stuff. Let's see. We got nachos. We got hold on, I'm trying to get in here. I'm trying to get the specials to open. Okay. Oh. I guess the specials are just nachos. I was trying to find like the dinners. Yes, I mean it's a lot of kind of familiar things, like steak and shrimp and with rice and beans and stuff like that. So that's pretty exciting. And as they alluded to in that video, this restaurant is just sort of phase 1 of their plans for that area, and there will be more businesses coming following this, including an Italian restaurant similar to Tuscany and Calplis.
Cool.
So it is cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I mean, I like to eat.
Oh, you know what else they got? You can check this out. They got margaritas.
Tequila makes my clothes fall off.
Well, I'm not here for that, but
it really doesn't. I'm just kidding. That was a song. Don't you remember that song?
No, I'm aware that it was a song.
Oh. I don't know. I'm old,
Oh, yeah. Dylan's probably doesn't know that song. He's shaking his head.
He doesn't know.
He's shaking his head. But yeah, that's really
just
exciting.
Remember that, Dylan. What tequila does to
you.
Yeah,
when you're at college.
Yeah, we've all had those moments.
While you're trying to decide what college to go. Don't listen to us. We're terrible role models.
Just remember, it sneaks up
Work
on
hard
you real
in
fast.
school.
Yes.
Study.
Don't go
to bed.
bars.
Go to bed early.
Yes.
Don't mess around with fast women.
Yeah, parties are bad.
Parties are bad.
Alcohol's
Don't do
bad
it. Alcohol's bad.
When you're in college.
Yeah, just study. Just hang out at the library. Anyway, speaking of how alcohol's bad, we had a really good time hanging out at Rowdy's Smokehouse the last few Thursdays. Last few Thursdays where there, may or may not have also been adult beverages involved in this show.
And some good barbecue.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's
so good.
Really good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So we just wrapped up last Thursday. We wrapped up Homegrown Happy Hour with Ben Davis Jr. I know Ben stopped by for a minute on the show.
He did on
last Friday when I wasn't here, but I get to talk about it now. And so we wrapped up the live portions of the show last Thursday. Super exciting. And then last night we premiered the final video presentation of Homegrown Happy Hour with Jake Dunn, who was, our fourth and final guest.
That's right.
He's lived kind of all over the place. He's lived in like Marietta and Belpre and a lot Parkersburg, a lot of places kind of in our region.
Sure.
But he's super talented, and he's somebody that like Ben has a long history with. Like they've been
roommates. They've been buddies friends for a long time. Yes.
Yeah. And so one of our sponsors for the event is the company Rent Own, which is, they've got a few locations, but they got one here in Jackson.
Yes.
And so Ben and Jake worked together at Rent Own for a long time.
They did.
And so we've got a little video clip here. This is them talking a little bit about, just kind of talking about their friendship and their connection to rent to own. You got that for us, Dylan?
Okay.
So many years ago, I moved to Pomeroy, Ohio on a whim. You know, I had been there in my younger years, in my teenage years, and I'd seen some other bands that I liked there. And I moved there to go and meet those guys and kind of hang out with them. And I ended up living with some of those guys, Dustin Nash and Brad Jones. And when I was doing that, this kid came over who was a little brother to Dustin. And one day, Jake came over too, man, and Jake brought a banjo, and it was the first time I met him. And I started singing songs. He started playing too, and we went back and forth, and it was a beautiful thing. It was really special.
Well, so you bring up Dustin's little brother, okay? So I'd also brought over some other musical equipment of mine, okay? You know, Ben's apartment was, kind of scenic enough to where you could play music really loud in there and have a drum set and hit drums real hard, and your neighbors wouldn't get upset. So I played drums as
real
well,
hard.
and I brought over some of my drum stuff, and included were some cymbals. Well, cymbals are pretty expensive musical equipment, right? Well, these were kind of old, but anyhow, I got to Ben's place one day, and I had just recently met Ben. We just became friends, and Ben goes, "Man, Dustin's little brother Andrew, he broke your cymbals, dude." And he goes, "I'm sorry," like he was playing on them and they got busted.
Those
and
kids.
I was like, you know what, man, it's not that big a deal. They were kind of old, but you know what? This kid needs to learn a lesson, so I'm going to really give it to him. I'm going to chew this kid out. I'm going to give this, you know. So I did. I said, "Andrew, how dare you disrespect my stuff? You need to respect other people's things, young man, yada, yada, yada." And I let him have. I did.
I felt bad for the kid, but he deserved it.
Well, the thing is we hung out for the rest of the evening and played music, and then later on in the evening, Ben goes, "Hey, man, I just wanted to let you know, I didn't really know you very well, but I just wanted to tell you, I actually was the one that broke your cymbals."
It was me, man. I broke your cymbals. But he still hung out, man. He wasn't mad at me.
No, I thought it was hilarious.
No
I
big
thought it was
deal,
so
dude.
funny.
Yeah, he cracked up laughing, and we stayed friends. And then not long after that, I was working for this company called Rent to Own, and I was working there for a while, you know. And Jacob, I had moved to Marietta and gotten my first management gig at Rent to Own, and Jacob needed a job, so I hired him and moved him into my apartment so that I could have a cool delivery driver and a good roommate.
Which goes to show it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah. And so Rent to Own was something that held us together.
For sure.
And so I've got this song right here.
Yeah.
Rent to own is the way to do it. Come on in, there's nothing to it. A brand new look, the easy way. Rent to own, can do it today. Your family's gonna love you for it. It's time to rent to own.
Ben Davis Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
Now back to your sponsored entertainment.
I feel like going and
Tourist
renting
trip.
some furniture.
I know,
I'm
right?
gonna go rent a couch right now.
Maybe if you're lucky, Jake Dunn will deliver it to you.
It may be. I don't know that he's the delivery man anymore.
I don't think
but,
he is.
But that
They
really
are so funny.
That cracked me up. That was really, really funny.
They're so cute.
Yeah. So that whole video, the whole concert is available to watch now on YouTube, and it is also available as a podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. You can listen on the Total Media Radio app.
Okay.
So it is out there. And if you don't know how to do the YouTubes, or even if you do know how to do the YouTubes and you just want to get out, on November 30th, we're going to have a screening at the Marquee in Jackson.
So fun.
It will be fun. So tickets for that are available now. They are $25.
Yes.
It will feature, Ben's going to play some live music, and we're going to play our favorite songs from the recordings. And your ticket includes a Homegrown Happy Hour t-shirt.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be, that's a fun time because if you missed a session or whatever, which I unfortunately did, you'll be able to go in, you'll be able to catch up on what you missed and get to enjoy the whole thing over again. Even if you were there, it's fun to get to see it again.
Yeah. And so I'm excited to do this. We're going to throw it up on the big screen. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's November 30th at the Marquee, marquetickets.org. Get your tickets now. They are $25 each, and that includes your T-shirt.
There you go.
Yep.
And here is the T-shirt.
Yeah,
I've kept mine here so
Mhm.
that we can show it as an example.
Yeah. And so that, that
Homegrown Happy Hour.
Yeah, and that money's
Thanks
going to
to
go
the
toward
sponsors.
us, hopefully being able to do this again next year.
Yeah, and with some better, some additional equipment and
Yeah.
people and all that. So
Yeah.
really, really cool logo.
You're welcome. Logos.
Man, he is just all about the logos today.
It's all about the humble brags this morning.
James K. Hamilton. Dylan was all hurt because he told the story on you the other day.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I was like trying to draw some stuff out, and then I brought it in, and then James already had it done.
What was it?
Mine looked terrible compared to
I don't
his,
remember what this was.
He said he was working on a
it
parts
wasn't
for
that
the
good.
logo,
Yeah,
and then you already had it done.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was
Porterhouse kind of designed this logo to Dylan, and Dylan, you've never done anything like that before. But Rodney was just kind of trying to make you feel like part of the team, I think. Yeah. But he was kind of giving you a harder job. He was giving you a harder job than you were ready for, I think.
Yeah. But no, and I like the pig. It's funny. I've
The
sat here
pig's
and
the most important part.
I stare at this shirt, while we're doing the morning show, and I'd never noticed the pig until Ben pointed
is
it
the most
out.
important part.
He said that was his contribution.
Yeah, so we're sitting there in the
pig
meeting, and we're like, well, what do you want it to be? And everybody's just throwing ideas out there, and Ben's like, it's got to have a pig on it.
That sounds just like him.
Yeah.
It's got to have a pig.
Yeah. So here was the pitch for the logo. We want it to look like the seal of Ohio with a porch.
That was it?
That was basically the pitch for the logo.
Seal of Ohio with a porch.
Yep. And then Ben goes, it's got to have a pig on it.
Well, you did a real good job, James.
Thanks, man. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, the best of Homegrown Happy Hour at the Marquee Cultural Arts Center.
The best is yet to come.
The best is probably yet to come, but it's the best so far at the Marquee Cultural Arts Center, November 30th. Tickets online now, marquetickets.org.
Get over your Thanksgiving coma and come on out.
Yeah. It'll be really exciting. So again, but Jake's concert, Morgan's concert, Wes's concert, and Megan's concert are all available for free on YouTube right now.
Correct.
And so we've got to go through and pick all the songs for this best of concert.
How are you going to do that?
And it's going to be because it's 4 hours of content. We got to pare it down to an hour and a half, because Ben's going to play some live music too. So we got to allow a little bit of time for him to do what he's going to do live. So it's really difficult, and there's a lot of great songs, but the song that Jake closed his set with last Thursday, I think might be my favorite song from the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I didn't get to see it.
But luckily for you, our amazing intern Dylan has Jake Dunn, Nowhere Feels Like Home, pulled up right now, ready for us to listen.
Thanks, Dylan.
It's called Nowhere Feels Like Home.
Want to turn us off? Are we muted? Like no.
I've been rolling back the miles. I've been on the road for days. I've been searching far and wide, trying hard to find my place, trying hard just to stay. I broke down in Alabama, and I found myself in the Carolinas, and I'm heading west for Arizona, oh, but nowhere feels like home. been longing for my girl. Cloudy heart, cloudy mind. I woke up in a different world than the one I left last night. Oh, I broke my heart, yeah. Oh, and I found myself in West Virginia, and I'm heading west for Colorado, but nowhere feels like home. All right. So won't you take me in tonight? Let me rest my weary bones. 'Cause I've been searching far and wide, and I'm longing to go home. Heaven come and set my soul. Oh, I broke my heart, yeah. Oh, and I found myself in West Virginia, and I'm heading west for Colorado, but nowhere feels like home. Oh, I broke my heart, yeah. Oh, and I found myself in West Virginia, and I'm heading west for Colorado, but nowhere feels like home. Oh, now nowhere feels like home.
That's awesome.
It's a great song.
Yes.
It's a great song. And you can hear that and more at the Marquette Cultural Arts Center on November 30th. MarquetteTickets.org. $25 includes a
Love it.
t-shirt, the best of Homegrown Happy Hour with
That's
Ben
exactly.
Davis Jr.
Yep. And you'll get a concert from Ben and a t-shirt. So
Yeah.
there
It'll
you
be,
go.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And this is just a couple days after remembering the 60s. So
That's right. And we have that coming up too.
on the 18th, I believe.
Yeah, it is on Friday, November 18th, 7 p.m. at the Marquette Theater. It is, of course, a Remembering Bart Wiseman concert, as well as a benefit for Rock for Tots, remembering the 60s. And
Mhm.
it is going to be a blast.
It is.
I don't know. Are there tickets still available? Because
Yeah, tickets are still available.
I know they
and
were
if
getting
you're
tight.
Yeah, I don't know how many they've sold. They pretty much pre-sold like 100 tickets, so that's pretty close to half the theater.
Yeah.
So there's really only half the seats kind of available when
Right.
they went on sale, if that makes sense. But yeah, definitely get those tickets. They're only $20, and it's like all that money goes to charity.
It does. It goes
It goes to the Rock for Tots, which buys Christmas gifts
local
through
Christmas
a lot
toy
of
drives.
yeah, through different toy drives. That money goes to all these different clubs that do these toy drives, which is such a fantastic thing because like there are kids who don't get things for Christmas.
A lot of them,
and a lot more than you would
think.
You would think.
Yeah.
And then the money also goes back to the Marquette, which 10% of all the funds from the Best of Homegrown Happy Hour is also going back to the Marquee.
To the Marquee.
And that is, I mean, obviously it's expensive to operate that building, but they put on all kinds of free programs for kids.
They do. And speaking of kids, proceeds of this part of it will go as well to the Bart Wiseman Foundation's Sonic Rhythm Academy.
Which is free music lessons for kids.
Free music for kids.
Yeah.
It's, we've all seen the movie School of Rock, and it's pretty much
that's his vision for it. Yeah.
And that was his vision for it.
And those kids are going to open.
They're going to perform
for the Remembering the 60s band.
Yes, absolutely. So they are, so it's going to be great. It will be the Remembering Bart and the 60s, John Jones, Craig Klein, Davy Leach, Ben Davis Jr., John Pelletier, and tons of Bart's friends, which are, there's a plethora of, will all be performing that night on Friday, November 18th, 7 p.m. So again, it's win-win. Like you're able to come out, have some fun, sing along, but also everything that you're doing there is benefiting someone else at Christmas time.
Yeah.
And throughout the year.
Yeah.
So good times.
So definitely get that. And hey, today's Wednesday, right?
It is hump day.
It's hump day.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I got messed up because Pete came in on Tuesday instead of Monday. So yeah.
So while we are on the subject of stuff happening at the Marquee, particularly stuff that's happening at the Marquee for free, tomorrow night, 7:00 at the Marquee is an opening reception for a new gallery show. It's Savannah Fout. Do you know Savannah Fout?
No.
So she would be, if we could figure out a way to get her on the show, it'd be cool. She's a high school student.
Yes.
She goes to Southeastern High School in Ross County. And wow. Like she's
like a freak of nature.
Talented.
Good. Yes.
So talented.
I don't know her when you say, I know of her.
Yeah,
like, I don't know her
you
personally.
saw her art at the Foothills. So
Yeah.
2 years in a row, she won Best in Show for the youth category for at the Foothills Art Show. And now she's having a gallery show all herself. She's like 17 years old.
Yeah. And she is such a unique individual. I love that she just does her thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's passionate about it. She so Southeastern takes a field trip every year to the Foothills Art Show, and I think
we did get to chat with her a little bit while we were there.
Yeah, we should have tried to record something with her. We kind of missed opportunity there, but it was super cool. It was really, really cool. And she's incredibly talented.
Like insanely talented.
Insanely talented. So tomorrow at 7:00 at the Marquee, opening reception for Savannah Fout, high school student doing this all by herself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you've got to have like 30 pieces to fill that space.
Yeah.
She's a high school student.
Yes.
And she's done that.
She's
like minimum
amazing.
30 pieces to fill that space.
Yeah. So come out, support her, see some wonderful local art done by a youth, local girl. And that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So
and I still can't draw a stick figure. So
we'll work on that.
Okay.
We'll work on that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
I'm still trying to find my creative outlet.
Yeah. So speaking of things that you're trying to find, you're a business owner.
Yes.
You got to find employees.
Yes.
And sometimes that's not easy.
It isn't. COVID has I don't want to blame everything on COVID, but it's certainly changed people's mindsets. And, sometimes it's hard to find people to work and to fit within the culture of your, establishment. And I'm not just saying me personally, I'm saying people in general, right?
Yeah. So here's a lady in Texas, and she owns a doggy daycare.
Yes. And, she was having a little bit of trouble coming up with people
that were, let's say, qualified.
Well, because when a doggy daycare is the same as a daycare. You're taking care of other people's children.
Yeah.
I mean, dogs can be children, right? Marley's my child. Like, I don't have a human child, but I have a dog child. So if you have a doggy daycare, your employees are tasked with taking care of and loving other people's pets the way that you would love them. So it's stressful to find somebody to work.
And so this person was really struggling to find people that grasped that, I guess.
Yeah, that would so yeah, there she thought outside the box, and that's
Yeah,
what
and
she
so
put
they
up.
put this sign out.
And so here is the sign outside, and it evidently this place is right kind of in the middle of, like, it's on a pretty populated thoroughfare.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's in Pasadena. No, how do you pronounce? Yeah, Pasadena,
Texas?
Yeah, Pasadena, Texas, not Pasadena,
Not
California.
So she said that she was having a really hard time. So she was like, what can I do to think outside the box to try to find some, people that would take care of these animals and whatever, the way that I do. And so she put that sign up. And the funny thing is, instead of people like getting super offended by it, she found 3 really good employees in a matter of a couple of days, she said.
Yeah.
And she said she
Well,
does
3 applicants, but didn't say they hired. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, the article that I read said that she did, and she no longer needed the sign. So my guess is,
can
if
we
you
have the sign? I think is what
that was
what
kind
you're
of our
getting
point.
to.
Yes.
But so if you are a business owner and you need a sign that says "Now hiring non-stupid people," we have some not stupid people right on the other side of this wall.
Correct.
With a big giant printer that could print banners that
They
say
can print that banner
they can
all day long,
Print
just
that
for
banner
you.
real quick for you. So give Zip Printing a call. All
This is
plugs,
a great
baby.
segue.
Yep, all plugs, baby.
No, I don't know. Like, if you saw that sign, would you be offended by it? I think I would chuckle and
Oh yeah,
like,
I'd laugh at it because
I'm like,
it is what it is.
and it's because you understand people's frustrations so much that you're just like, evidently she's had some issues, or she wouldn't have put that sign up.
Yeah. What led to them getting so frustrated?
She said that in one of the articles that I was reading about it, she said that, she had hired this girl, and every time she walked around the corner, the girl was like sitting down on her cell phone, wasn't paying 1 ounce of attention to the dogs, not doing one thing that she had asked her to do. And she was like, I need people that will treat these animals like the way that I do, that we're hired for a task, and that is to take care of these pups.
Yeah.
And so I need people that will do that and stay off their phone for 5 seconds, which seems to be a thing nowadays.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
now
there you go.
hiring non-stupid
people. I love it.
Hired me anyway.
You're a non-stupid person. I mean, you make some sweet logos.
I thought you were going to say, I mean, you make some stupid decisions, but I wouldn't say that you're a stupid person.
Oh, no, not at all.
Hey, speaking of hiring not stupid people, if I can bring this up, we're actually hiring some not stupid people, not necessarily us ourselves, but Stockmeister companies more broadly.
Yes.
And if you give me a second, I'll find this.
Yeah, I think they're looking for what?
Some HVAC workers
and construction workers.
Uh-huh. Some construction workers. I don't know. Maybe might get to work on that restaurant. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If you give me just a second, I'm unprepared.
Way to go, James. Amateur.
I was not logged into my email on my tablet, so I've got to find it on my on my phone. Okay. No, that's not it.
This is a high budget operation.
This is
folks.
a high budget operation.
We're so prepared this morning.
Yeah, it's true. Oh. Email Tanya Hatton at thatton@stockmeister.com if you are interested. So they're hiring construction workers, they're hiring HVAC workers, and then there's also some jobs at Park's Edge Stockroom available too. So if you're interested in any of that or know somebody that's interested in that,
sure,
holler at us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holler at Tanya Hatton. I think I found it.
thinks he found it.
Yeah. Okay. So we are looking for HVAC and refrigeration technicians, residential plumbing technicians, skilled construction carpenters and foremen, skilled construction laborers, construction office manager, and construction and mechanical estimators.
Okay.
So if you are any of those things that I'm not sure what they are.
That was like, I don't know what language that was, but
Yeah. So if you're
I
any
guess
of
if
those
you're one of
things-
those, you'll understand.
Yeah. If you're one of those, you know what we're talking about. But so Stockroom and Parks Edge are also looking for a bar manager and event helpers.
Okay.
So full-time and part-time opportunities. So, you know, whatever you're looking for, it ought to fit in there. And again, email Tanya at, well, you can just email jobs@stockmeister.com. That's easy to remember.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Tanya Hatton. So you're going to be talking to.
Yep.
She's very nice.
She's very sweet. She was just in here right before we started the show.
Asking if we knew any
Asking if
HVAC
we-
technicians.
Yeah, HVAC technicians in our pocket. So
we don't. But hopefully you do.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're looking for a job, there you go. Hey, we have something fun coming up at the brewery.
What's that?
Well, you know how I am. I have this.
I know how you are.
Well, okay, let's not talk about just in general.
Oh,
but
my bad.
You know that one of the things nearest and dearest to my heart is what?
Beer.
Besides beer.
Animals.
That's right, James.
Do we still have that ding Price is Right sound effect? Says I got it right. Dylan wasn't here that day. He doesn't know what I'm talking about.
He's like, what? It was Family Feud, James.
What did I say? The Price is Right. So it was my own idea, and I don't even remember it. Anyway, so what are we doing for the furry friends?
So we have a couple of events going on, one more pressing than the other. So I wanted to mention it. Our local humane agencies, whether it be the Humane Society of Jackson County Dog Pound, you know, there's so many animals out there, and they're full and they need money and all of this. So, you know, a lot of people raise money for things. So my deal is animals, right? So we decided for the month of November, well, until it's gone, our guys, and you know, you've met my sweet Marley, right? Here,
I did.
And
you brought her to work one day.
she's
last year.
our pup. And so she and some of her friends and our brewers got together and brewed a very special raspberry wheat beer.
So just to be clear, Marley gathered the brewers together.
She did. You should see how sassy she is.
And was like, okay, we're gonna have hops. We're gonna have grains.
We're gonna have raspberries.
Raspberries. Do dogs like raspberries?
I don't see why not.
I don't know. My dog used to eat wild blackberries.
Yeah, they're good. So so she got everybody together. We brewed this special beer, and it got released yesterday, and it's called
Marley and Friends.
Marley and Friends. And so
not to be confused with Marley and Me.
No, Marley and Friends. So Marley and Friends is available right now at 6 Sense Brewing.
Nice.
And you can either drink it in-house, or we have special crowlers. So a crowler is like a can that will can up for you.
Big can.
It's basically 12
It's like
12 ounce.
A big can.
Yeah. So it's a big can. So you can take it to go. It has its own special label and everything. And proceeds, some of the proceeds, not all of them, but some of the proceeds of that Marley and Friends beer, we are going to give to the Humane Society of Jackson County to help them with their spay and neuter clinics and some other things that they have going on that, you know, during COVID, they lost all their funding. They're all volunteers. You know, they have a lot of medical expenses of animals. Everyone wants to call them for help,
right?
But no one wants to help them help other animals. So we know that. So we hope that you get out, have a great beer. It is wonderful. If you like our blood orange wheat, it's a raspberry version of that, but very raspberry. So, but it's really, really good. And, you know, help out our local animals along the way. And then, so that's the month. And then the Saturday, which is supposed to be almost 80 degrees this Saturday.
That's crazy.
Can you believe that?
I can't.
We're doing an event with the Jackson County Dog Pound.
Oh, yeah?
Where they're bringing adoptable dogs.
What?
They'll be hanging out on the patio at 6 cents.
Yeah.
You can come, you can meet them. You could adopt a dog there. You could adopt a dog for the day. Just take one of the pound dogs and hang out with them. Have some food on the patio and, maybe a drink. And just make that dog's day, if nothing else.
Can you rent to own one?
Sure.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah, so it gets the dogs out of the pound. For the day. And if you would like to come and hang out with one of the dogs, if you would like to meet some of the adoptable dogs, we'll have them there. And it's going to be a beautiful afternoon, and it will be from noon to 3 at the brewery. And we hope that you all come out and make a Pound Dog's Day.
That's awesome. Yeah, hot 78 on Saturday. It's wild.
Yeah. So it's going to
be beautiful.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice day.
It's going to be an absolutely gorgeous November 5th. And when we planned this event, Jen and I were talking. I was like, oh, I don't know about November 5th, but it's just kind of how it fell.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, well, it'll be fine. We'll just wear jackets or whatever. Heck no, we're going to be in shorts and T-shirts. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And, you don't have to drink beer to come out. Come out. And, we'll set up some donation jars and stuff too.
So I'm looking at the extended forecast right now.
Yeah.
So you're talking about November 5th,
yes.
79 degrees. If you had done it a week later, we're looking at a high of 50.
Oh, really? See, it all worked out. Love when a plan comes together.
It's crazy.
That's Ohio
Our
for
weather
you.
is crazy. Yeah.
But it's still going to be pretty. I mean,
yeah,
even 50 is.
Well, we're looking at getting into the 40s with rain. Dude, this snow in the forecast on the 14th.
Oh, it'll change 20 times.
That's
by then.
true. This one just has a big red explanation point by it. I don't know what that means, but that looks foreboding.
That looks ominous, doesn't it?
I think it's like a hailstorm.
Great.
So we have that to look forward to.
Come out, enjoy 80 degrees while you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hang out with some fun animals and and Marley will be there. You can meet Marley.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Get her autograph. Get her to sign your crowler.
Yeah, you could have her paw print your crowler.
Oh, that would be fun.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. You should have her put her paw print in some concrete or something at your new place.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cute, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I like it.
Marley forever in the concrete.
Forever.
Forever.
So
forever.
Paw print for hyphen ever.
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 Yeah.
And ever.
Forever, ever, ever?
Yeah.
Forever, ever.
Ever. So, yeah. Hope
Come
our
on
furry
out
friends.
this Saturday.
Yep.
What time?
And all the month of November, Marley and Friends beer. You can pick that up too. Time noon to 3 with the pound puppies with the paws on the patio. So you can come out anytime between noon and 3. If you'd like to grab one of the dogs and just hang out with them for the afternoon, that would be fantastic too.
Cool.
If you need a little pet therapy.
We could probably all use a little puppy therapy.
Who doesn't want puppy therapy,
I don't know. Cat people. I'm a cat person. I like dogs too, though.
You like all animals.
Yeah,
You like birds.
I do like birds. I like cute birds. Man, I'll tell you what bird-related thing is getting me. We maybe talked about this on the show again or before, but the freaking deer are eating all the seeds out of my bird feeders at night.
Are
they? They got these big long tongues, and they're coming in there and they're sticking their tongue through the little plexiglass, and they're scooping out every last little bit of bird seed, and they do it every night.
Aw. Maybe you just do you know it's the deer? Maybe
Yeah, I caught him on camera doing it. Yeah, I put a trail cam out there and I caught him doing it.
You're busted, deer.
Yeah, they're busted.
I thought you were gonna say the moth,
the Mothman came and got him.
Dude, that would have been hilarious if
you should put out a can of beans and see what happens.
Yeah, then I'll get possums and raccoons and every stray dog.
Probably have that already. You just don't know it.
Yeah. But yeah, the deer's eating all my bird seed. So I'll have to figure something out.
Deer are funny, man. They are so. I don't understand how those little skinny legs can be so powerful.
Oh yeah.
They can literally
Muscles.
stand on their back legs. They can leap.
Mhm.
I mean, 10 feet in the air. It's like the funniest one that I ever saw was them crawling under my horse fence. Instead of going over it, they'll crawl.
They could have
crawl
easily
under.
jumped under it or jumped over it, but they're like,
they crawl, and they're so agile at it, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, how? You guys are amazing.
yeah, they're pretty
But-
crazy.
Yeah, standing on their back legs, getting the apples out of our tree. I'm like, you just leave half for us, you can have half. It's like a deal you work out with them.
Yeah.
So maybe if you go out there and work out a deal, or just be like, could you leave half the bird seed? We would appreciate it.
Here's the thing: there's this whole field behind the house.
Mm-hmm.
They can eat whatever they want to out in that field. There's grass.
Bird
there's-
seed's good, man.
Well, so like during the summer when I'm like planting my garden and stuff, like they don't want to eat anything out in that field. They just want to eat what I planted.
Well, duh.
It's the only thing they want. It's
It
like,
tastes better.
Y'all can have anything out in that field, but you got to come into the yard and eat like the one thing I don't want you to eat.
Well, do you have like a porch or you like or anything that's like you can hang your bird feeders there instead?
Yeah, well, yeah. I thought about maybe rotating it so that it's more over because it's right next to the porch and maybe putting it up. But then the problem is the birds relieve themselves all over your porch.
That is yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's pretty obnoxious.
I mean, yeah, it can be a lot.
Yeah, I remember like one year, like my mom, and it's such a good thought, and I didn't think anything about it either. Bought me this because we have a big deck off our back patio, and she bought me this really nice big bird feeder with like a thing that attaches to your deck, so that we could see the birds. And yeah, so all it did was like mess up our deck really bad.
So I do have one feeder that's like on the deck. It clips onto your window. And the bird poos actually is not really that bad. But it's hilarious because the birds are always perched in the window. And
are they looking at you?
Yeah, and they're looking at you like that. And the cat loses its mind. Loses its mind.
That's funny.
Like he'll lunge at him and then just smash into the window.
Hey, that's good That's good people entertainment.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's not for the birds, it's for my entertainment. But the downside is when they
he says he's a cat person.
The downside is when they land on it, it makes this kind of like knocking noise. It sounds like somebody's knocking on your door. You're like, what was that? And then you remember it's just the bird in the windowsill.
You're a nut.
I know.
Yeah. So how do you know what kind of bird seed? I mean, there's like a million different kinds of bird seed. How do you know what kind of bird seed to put in
my
what?
experience, they like sunflower seeds more than anything else. Yeah. I'd like to get one of those feeders that can hold like whole peanuts because that's, like blue jays and some other birds like are supposed to really like that.
Like
And-
like in the shell?
Yeah, like in the
peanuts.
shell.
Oh,
Peanuts,
okay.
yeah.
How do you keep the squirrels out?
You don't.
Oh.
Yeah. Squirrels can get anywhere, man. There actually was a squirrel on the porch yesterday eating the seed that fell out of that feeder that's on the window, and the cat was really losing his mind at that.
I'll bet.
Like if he kind of loses his mind with the birds, he was really losing his mind with that squirrel.
It's so mean. You just won't ever let him at him.
Oh my gosh. It would have been a massacre if those two got at each other.
Boy, the squirrels I'm really afraid for our winter because they say if the squirrels are out in crazy droves, that they're storing up for the winter, right? Like they know what's going on. And I have never seen so many squirrels in my life as I have
Yeah.
this
pretty
year.
active right
and
now.
they're so funny because they all have like cheeks full.
Yeah, squirrels are really funny.
They're so cute.
My mom sent me a picture the other day of a chipmunk who was climbing their bird feeder.
Yeah.
This freaking chipmunk was the size of a squirrel, dude.
No.
It was so
They're
big.
so tiny.
He was like a freaking like baked potato. It was huge.
That's so
The
funny.
biggest freaking chipmunk I'd ever seen. It was like the creepy CG Alvin and the
I was gonna
Chipmunks.
It's like, so people don't really, if you've never seen a real chipmunk, they're little itty
they're
bitty
like,
things, and
they're
people
like
think because of
hamster
Alvin and
size.
chipmunks, they're ginormous.
But these ones were like the size of a freaking squirrel.
That's wild.
He'd been freaking chowing down on something this
I
summer.
was going to say, they're well-fed chipmunks, evidently.
Yeah, freaking eating birdseed. All that fatty sunflower seeds. But yeah, I mean, if you've got bird feeders and the birds aren't coming to them and you're putting like mixed seed in there, just buy just sunflower seeds, like
Really?
the black oil sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put, in my experience, you could put 2 like identical feeders out, put like mixed seeds or thistle or whatever other kind of bird seed in one, and put just sunflower seeds in the other. They will completely eat the sunflower seeds before they really even pay any
Nice.
attention to the other ones.
Okay.
So yeah, just sunflower seeds.
Just sunflower
Yeah.
seeds.
I mean, and there are some other things, like if you're trying to attract more like woodpeckers or whatever, you can put those little soot things out.
Mhm.
They like those, but mostly the sunflower seeds.
Yeah, I'd rather the woodpeckers stay away from my house. They've already damaged enough. So, anywho. All right, well, it looks like we've run out of time.
Darn.
Well, we had a fun morning.
We did have a fun morning. We talked about Casa Grande. We talked about doggy daycare. We talked about Homegrown Happy Hour happening November 30th at the Marquet Cultural Arts Centers. Get your tickets now.
That's right.
MarquetTickets.org. Check it out.
Check it out, and it'll be a good time.
It will be a good time.
Yep. And come out and support our furry friends this month and this Saturday at the brewery.
Check it out.
Check it out. All right. Have a great day. Tomorrow, we're not sure. We'll have news either tomorrow or Friday, and hopefully a guest the other day. So we don't know what we're doing yet, but we'll figure it out and we'll let you know tomorrow.
Good.
So, have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be right back here then.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
for watching.